Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Villa Park City Council. I hereby call the meeting to order. Steve, will you please call the roll?
Sure. Councilwoman Miles,
Present.
Councilman Freckleton,
Present.
Councilman
McBride.
Bride, I'm sorry.
Here.
I was thinking of getting ahead of myself. And then Jordan Wu will be joining us. He is just getting from Texas. He's just getting online. And Mayor Jones.
Here.
Sorry about that.
Thank you so much.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh.
Is he? There he is. Okay.
There's Mayor Pro Tem Wu.
And Jordan Wu, Mayor Pro Tem. All present.
Thank you so much. Tonight I will ask Councilman Freckleton to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand, face the flag, join me, ready, begin.
Thank you so much. The Villa Park City Council and staff welcome you to this meeting and we encourage your participation. If you wish to address the City Council, please complete and submit a speaker card to the City Clerk. Speaker cards can be found at the entrance to the City Council chambers. Speakers will be called up individually during the public comment section of the meeting or during the item they wish to speak on. Once the public comment period has ended, no additional speakers will be taken. Speakers will be limited to a time period of 5 minutes. Speakers were also able to submit comments in writing by 3 p.m. today. Those comments will be placed in the official record. So first tonight, it is my distinct pleasure to present our distinguished citizen for the month of July, Jay Applebaum. And I just have a few words to say about Jay. Jay Applebaum is the kind of person who quietly makes a big difference. Whether through his volunteer work, professional accomplishments, or service to his country, Jay's life reflects a powerful sense of purpose and commitment. Born in Brooklyn, New York City, and raised in New Jersey from the age of 5, Jay's early years were shaped by modest means and strong family values. He graduated from high school in New Jersey and earned scholarships to attend New York University, where he studied biology and minored in philosophy. He then joined the U.S. Navy and went on to medical school, earning his medical degree from New York University School of Medicine. Jay and his new wife, Terry, then moved to California, where Jay began his internship at Naval Hospital San Diego, before becoming a medical officer on the USS Pelileo LHA-5 hospital ship. While in the U.S. Navy, Jay was recognized with the Humanitarian Sea Service Award, Navy Achievement Award, for the rescue of 63 Vietnamese boat people. All made a full recovery from fever, dehydration, and starvation, thanks to Jay's efforts. Once back on land, Jay completed his residency in dermatology at Naval Hospital San Diego and then became the staff dermatologist and department head at Naval Hospital Long Beach. In addition, Jay ran a dermatology clinic at El Toro Marine Base on Fridays. After completing his military service, Jay returned to civilian life, initially living in Irvine before relocating to Villa Park in 1991. In addition to his private practice, he became assistant clinical professor at UCI Medical Center, where he worked, taught laser surgery, and proctored clinics at the Beckman Laser Institute for 13 years. He and his wife, Terry, have raised 3 girls who all attended Villa Park schools. He was a soccer dad, and with daughter Dana, also part of Villa Park High's dance and song team, and daughter Nicole in cheer. Their daughters, Elise and Dana, currently live in Los Angeles, while daughter Nicole lives in Arkansas. And our congratulations to Jay and Terry on their 45th anniversary this year. Since moving to Villa Park, Jay has always been involved in our community. Jay worked with We Give Thanks, an organization that has distributed Thanksgiving meals to those less fortunate for the last 34 years. Jay has volunteered with them since 2008 and joined the board in 2012. Jay was also their turkey guy for many years, but unfortunately last year was the final year of the event. Additionally, Jay has been an active member of the Villa Park Rotary for 23 years. He enjoys the international aspect of the club and was involved in the program that provided polio immunizations in Mexico. Through Rotary, Jay has also been involved with the Eddie Nash Foundation for Foster Youth, participating in their Resiliency Award program, providing financial literacy education, and giving the children stipends for necessities. Currently, Jay writes the weekly newsletter for Villa Park Rotary, reflecting his long-term interest in journalism, which began when he wrote for his school paper in high school. This year, Jay's volunteer efforts were recognized when he was named Rotarian of the Year. I am a volunteer person, Jay says. Jay's consistent efforts to give back, whether through his medical skills, writing, or hands-on involvement, have made him a respected figure in the Villa Park community. His work is driven not by recognition, but by a genuine desire to help others. Jay Applebaum's story reminds us that community impact comes in many forms, and the most meaningful work is done quietly, one act of service at a time. Thank you, Jay. And before the council presents their award, I would like to call up Pat Buttress with Supervisor Don Wagner's office.
This is always so much fun. Nobody else can follow me. I have, on behalf of Orange County Supervisor Don Wagner, it really is a privilege to present this to Dr. Jay Applebaum. Actually, I've known him, I think, since he came to Villa Park, because I went to the Stanowitz, which is a dermatology clinic, when he first was there. So Dr. Applebaum has taken care of me. I've been friends with them for many years, both he and Terry. I think they have added so much to this community. So thank you for what you do, because I know, Jay, you can't do it without Terry really being there to help you. I have to turn around and look at you. And I don't know if anybody knows, but Terry's quite an artist. If I recall, there were some lovely paintings in our office. See? I remember. Anyhow, I think what he's added to our community, and I'm very, very proud of him to being the Rotarian of the Year for 2024-25. That's a wonderful honor, Jay, and one that I know you're very proud of. But thank you again for what you do for our community. Keep up the good work. And again, on behalf of Orange County Supervisor, although it sounded like it was all from me, but it's from the supervisor. We thank you very much, and we're honored to give you this certificate.
And Jay, before pictures, would you like to say a few words?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I wonder who that guy was. Okay. But I'm truly honored to be named Villa Park's Distinguished Citizen for July. My wife and I both agree that moving to Villa Park 33 years ago was one of our best decisions, followed by my decision to join the Villa Park Rotary 23 years ago. We are so proud to call Villa Park our home. I want to thank you, Nicole, Mayor Nicole Jones, and the Villa Park City Council for awarding me this honor. I want to thank my wife, Terry, who herself is a great volunteer with the Villa Park Women's League and with the Assistance League of Orange. My children for sharing me with the community, and my parents. My mom, unfortunately, passed away when I was 19, but she was a very strongly encouraged me to seek a scholarship that I was awarded that allowed me to attend NYU. And my father, who volunteered with multiple nonprofits and modeled giving back through his own military and community service. Thanks again for this very special recognition. I'm very honored. Thank you.
Yeah, please stay right there, and council will come down for a photo.
Thank you. Can I bring my wife up?
Yes, they
Right.
want her.
They want Terry. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else want to come down?
Well, Brian. Here, stand up here. Stand up here.
Do you want to give the proclamation? Okay. Thank you so much. And next, we have a proclamation for OCMVCD World Mosquito Day, which will be presented by Councilwoman Miles.
Thank you. So, one of the things that I think is really important is making sure that our community is aware of the dangers of mosquitoes and what mosquitoes can pose. And all of you are so fortunate to have Orange County Mosquito Vector Control, who is in charge of making sure that we watch those mosquitoes. And this is a proclamation that is being given to Laura Young, who is the director of the Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control. And it's really to raise awareness and to honor the entire Mosquito Vector Control District for their continued contributions to keeping Orange County safe. And proclamations have a lot of whereas and whereas and whereas and whereas, so I'm not going to read it, but I'm just going to say basically World Mosquito Day, keeping our families safe from bugs. So World Mosquito Day, which is an actual day, is going to be August 20th, and so we had to do it this meeting because our next council meeting is after it. And it warrants attention due to the lethal diseases mosquitoes disseminate. It is the world's deadliest creature, killing more people than any other animal on the planet, including sharks, even though I know Shark Week is coming up, so just remember that, snakes and humans combined. As disease vectors for malaria, dengue, Zika, yellow fever, and chikungunya, which took me 8 years to say that, mosquitoes pose amplified threats under climate change. Moreover, rising drug resistance to malaria increases the urgency of widespread prevention, education, and access to methods such as insecticide-treated nets, indoor sprays, and anti-malarial drugs. Beyond the health toll, mosquito-borne diseases also inflict severe economic impacts. Over 3,500 different types of mosquito species live on the planet, but only a few hundred prefer human blood. Despite that, these blood-feeding mosquitoes are a serious threat, and don't forget that only female mosquitoes bite. According to WHO's, the World Health Organization, latest World Malaria Report, malaria incidences rose to 249 million globally, up 5 million from 2021. In 2023, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services reported 2,406 West Nile virus cases and 2,556 dengue cases in the USA. Globally, dengue cases have increased dramatically over the past half century, and the World Mosquito Program estimates 390 million infections, resulting in 25,000 deaths annually. So mosquitoes are a big deal. August 20th, it's Mosquito Awareness Day. Hopefully you can go to your backyards, to your parents, to your kids, talk about mosquitoes, make sure people realize they need to tip, toss, take action, remove standing water. If anyone has a problem with mosquitoes, contact the city or me. Laura has an incredible staff who will come out and survey your property, which many residents have taken part of that. And during my committee report, we have a special little PSA surprise. But this is the proclamation. Please, for your entire staff, to let them know how grateful the city of Villa Park is for all their efforts. So thank you very much. So do you want to say anything?
Yeah, I don't know if I can beat you. That was pretty good. So I do want to thank you for acknowledging World Mosquito Day. It's an important day for us because we not only acknowledge the impact mosquitoes have economically and as a public health vector, but we also are consistently looking for ways we can continue to eliminate the risk of mosquitoes to our residents here in Orange County and Southern California and California throughout the state and country. So we come together as a community as well as a profession on these days to acknowledge what we've done and all the work we still have to do. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Can we go down for a picture? And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, we have the report from the Orange County Sheriff's Department.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, City Council members, City staff. Thank you for having me here today. I'm going to be giving the report for the Sheriff's Department criminal stats for the past nearly 2 months since I missed the last council meeting. So take the numbers with a grain of salt. They are doubled from the month of May for the most part. So for the month covering, or the period covering May 26th through July 21st, we had a total of 684 calls for service, whether it be self-initiated or dispatch calls. Of those, there were 32 reports that were taken for some sort of either criminal or non-criminal event. Out of those 32, only 9 of them turned out to be actual crimes that were documented on that day. 4 were crimes against persons. Three of those were domestic violence. 1 was a criminal threats report. And then there was 5 that were crimes against property or society, which would be either fraud or some sort of other low-level crime. There were 3 injury traffic accidents. All three of those were minor in nature, complaint of pain type incidents. 1 was on Villa Park Road, and 2 were over here on Taft. I believe 1 was on Taft and Center, and I forget what the third one was. And there was 1 non-injury traffic accident reported during that 2-month period. Total moving citations, we had 37 for the nearly 2-month period, and I only have the month of June for parking citations. We didn't get the tallies in for July yet. We had 6 parking citations in the month of June. Out of those criminal stats, like I said, there were 3 petty theft or grand theft reports. One of them was a crime of opportunity where somebody was driving by a gardener's truck and took some of his equipment. Another one where there was a grand theft was when some residents invited a contractor and/or service member into their home, and they ended up losing property as a result. Couple fraud or identity theft incidents that occurred, 2 probation arrests, 1 juvenile arrest, and a court order violation. And as you can tell, page 2, it has a breakdown of all the calls for service as they were dispatched to the deputy. 272 of those were patrol checks, self-initiated activity by the deputy, and then from there on, it kind of breaks down. There were 69 traffic stops, 53 vacation checks, and so on and so forth. Doesn't mean that's what it ultimately ended up being. It just means that's what they were dispatched to, or that was what initiated, and then ultimately may or may not have changed. The next page is a map of all the calls for service. As you can see, it's spread out pretty evenly throughout the city, so there is no one area specifically where we're having a large amount of issues. It's spread out pretty evenly throughout the city. Over the last page, I'll go over the statistics and some of the things that we're doing to address e-bike safety and concerns for the community. If we'll start off with 4th of July review, there was a total calls for service of 7 calls from residents on the 4th of July. There was one where the caller did not want contact. They just said there was some sort of firework activity occurring in this area. There was 3 where deputies did make contact. They inspected the fireworks and determined they were legal fireworks. And 3, we were unable to locate the source or the call where the fireworks were coming from. There was a total of 14 self-initiated calls or patrol checks for fireworks, where the deputies either made contact with one of the residents and talked to them about what was going on, or they were doing patrol checks to make sure that all illegal activity was not occurring, and if it was, to address it as best they could. My directive was for the deputies to conduct enforcement and whenever they were able and all the elements of the crimes were met, and we either had a signer or it happened within our presence, because when it's a misdemeanor crime, as you know, we have to have somebody that it wants to be a victim, or we have to witness the crime ourselves, right? So it's difficult sometimes to take enforcement action when we don't have one of those 2 instances occurring. But they were out there, they were doing their best to address the issues. They did a lot of education, a lot of citizen contacts. The additional deputy that was hired to come out and assist with the patrols, he was a bomb tech who rides in a plane-wrapped pickup truck, an F-150 truck. That's his normal issued vehicle to drive around in. Maybe next year we might try the approach where we hire somebody in a black and white to have that uniform presence out there to make sure maybe it has a different effect. But overall, I believe what we do, I did hear of some issues. I did see the video that was emailed to me, and if I was on your side, I would, I see the frustration, right? So we'll just put it that way. And I understand where some of the citizens feel like we should have done a little bit more. Again, we did everything that we could at the time, and I can only tell you that we'll try to do better for next year. We'll come up with a different game plan and try to address those issues ahead of time, okay? As far as e-bike safety is concerned, we had a total of 3 calls for service that were documented for e-bike safety. These calls, we just prepared a collection point for us to be able to draw from and to see what's going on with e-bikes. It's not fully operational yet, but as of now, we have, like I said, those 3 CAD entries that I found concerning e-bikes. I think one of them was somebody saw some e-bikers riding around in the high school on the grass, something like that. There was one call for the shopping center here where deputies made contact. And at this point, we've contacted 22 individual e-bikers. We're going over the new Muni Code, we're going over laws, we're going over safety, and when we see concerns of either of those, we're contacting the parents to notify them and make sure they're aware of what's going on and the new changes that are happening. We're instructing our motor deputy that comes out every month for 8 hours. If he sees any type of violation regarding e-bikes, they are to enforce, and as we know, motors are very black and white. If they see a violation, they're going to address it, and they're going to be conducting citations. The Villa Park deputy is going to have the same direction, and then we're going to use Deputy McDermott at the school as an educational piece where his focus is going to be on education and trying to get the youth to comply through that, right? So that's my report. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Great, thank you so much. Council members, do you have any questions?
Just
Yes, Councilwoman Wells?
I've been trying to figure out what this CAD, what does that stand for?
The CAD, computer aided dispatch, just the computer system
Okay,
oriented
that-
intercall system.
Thank you. I really appreciate the e-bike stats on there and just, so thank you, but I was just wondering what CAD stood for. So
Yes, I
thanks.
apologize for that. That's kind of shorthand for me.
That's
But
okay.
I will be including those at every report from now on. I'll create a section for them so that we have those readily available.
Okay, thank you.
That'd be great, because e-bikes have been a huge concern, especially this summer. So thank you so much for your report.
You're welcome.
Orange County Fire Authority.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Jones and City Council, City staff. Since the last City Council meeting on June 24th, the Orange County Fire Authority was dispatched to 45 incidents within the city of Villa Park. 27 of those incidents were emergency medical aid incidents, 2 injury traffic collisions, and then a combination of odor checks, hazardous conditions, and auto alarms for another 16 incidents to meet 45. 4th of July, Engine 23 led the parade and was followed overhead by Orange County Fire Authority's Air Operations Unit for an impressive flyover. For this month, I'm going to go over a few beach safety tips. This is that month that we talk about water safety, and beach safety is the kind of the next up. So during the summer months, the Orange County Fire Authority shares drowning prevention tips. This month, we want to remind everyone to practice beach safety. These tips will help reduce the risk of drownings by following a few basic beach safety tips. Number 1, ask the lifeguard about rip currents and other hazards. If in doubt, don't go out. Obey all posted warnings and signs and flags. Check the weather, water, and surfing conditions. And if someone is in trouble, get help from a lifeguard or call 911. When someone is swimming in the ocean, keep small children and inexperienced swimmers in reach, and learn how to swim before venturing out into the ocean. Rip currents are a powerful current of water moving away from the shore. They can sweep even the strongest swimmers out to sea. So a few tips can help with rip currents. Remain calm, don't fight the current. Swim to the side to get out of the current. And if you can't escape, just tread water and float. And if you need help, call or wave for assistance. So the few beach safety tips for all of our residents. And with that, that will conclude my report, pending your questions.
Thank you. Council members, questions?
No, just a comment. Just thanks for the flyover. That was pretty awesome. That was really awesome. That was the first time ever, I think. So that was pretty cool.
I did want to mention that on the incidents, we did not have any fireworks-related either medical aids or fireworks-related fires, so that's a positive.
That's great news. Yes, and thank you so much for that flyover. It was really impressive. Yeah, and thank you for Councilman Freckleton for arranging that with you guys. Yeah.
I hope somebody got a video of that because that'd be really cool to put on the
Yeah.
on the website.
They were happy to do it.
Thank you so much. Okay, so moving on to public comment. At this time, we will hear comments from members of the public to address any off-agenda items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council, provided that no action may be taken on off-agenda items unless authorized by law. We will also be hearing public comments on each agenda item. Steve, is there anyone who is present or wrote in from the public that would like to comment on an off-agenda item?
Yes, Peter Vu of the American Red Cross.
Thank you. Please approach the podium.
Hi there. Good evening, Mayor, council members, city staff. My name is Peter Vu. I serve as an account manager with the American Red Cross donor recruitment, and I'm here to thank the city of Villa Park for partnering with the American Red Cross to host their upcoming community blood drive on Thursday, August 14th, right here in this very room. This collaboration is more than just a logistical effort. It's an event that will literally save lives. Every unit of blood collected can help save up to 3 lives. And with hospitals facing ongoing shortages, your support is helping to ensure that trauma victims, cancer patients, and those undergoing surgeries have the blood they need when they need it the most. During the summertime, it's kind of a critical time for us. It's harder to collect. All the schools are out, so they're not running their blood drives. I think in this current day and age, sometimes it's hard to find people and causes to believe in, but the Red Cross and I are especially grateful for the city's leadership in making this drive visible and accessible to the public. When local government leads by example, it inspires residents to step up and give back. And I encourage everyone, city staff, residents, council members, to consider donating or spreading the word about our blood drive. Appointments can be made online. I have some flyers in the back here, but walk-ins are welcome. Together, we can make a real difference in the community. Any questions or comments?
Any questions from council?
I know you said the date, but could you say the time?
Sure, it's going to be from 12 to 6 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. I think, Mayor, you've donated here before.
I have,
so-
and last time my phlebotomist also sang, so
Oh.
you get all sorts of talented people, so adds to the entertainment factor. So thank you so much for all you do.
No problem. You want any fun facts about donating blood? It helps if you can. You could just scan the QR code on our flyer, but we'll be able to take walk-ins on the day too. It is the easiest way to lose 650 calories. Do it lying down, right? It's like 2 hours on a treadmill right there. Twice in the same. You can only donate once every 56 days. So you don't want to miss your chance to donate here.
Is there anyone that should not donate? Anyone that's recommended not to donate? Just for people that might, want to donate, but maybe they don't know if they can or not?
That is a very good question. Thank you. They say that out of 100 eligible people, only 3 actually give. And from my work, I have encountered that I think a lot of people defer themselves, saying, oh, I have tattoos, or I have diabetes, or stuff with my cholesterol, and I can't donate. That's not true. You can donate with all of those conditions. The only thing I would say would defer you that we see most often are people who are on antibiotics or maybe kind of blood thinners. With those, you can check on our website and we can let you know.
Thank you.
But for the most part, yeah, people can donate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Steve, is there anyone else?
No, Mayor.
Okay, thank you so much. So on to our agendized public hearings. Our first hearing is the review to waive reading in full of all ordinance and resolutions on the agenda. I will now open the hearing. Staff, please give the staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the monthly item we have to allow us to have expedited and efficient council meetings, and we'd recommend approval.
Is there anyone to speak?
No.
I will now close the public hearing. Council members, if there's no discussion on this item, can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you. And we're doing voice
Because-
votes this evening
Because we have a Zoom participant, we'll be doing voice votes.
Yes.
So I'll start. Councilwoman Miles,
Yes.
Councilman Frackleton, Councilman McBride,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu,
Yes.
Mayor Jones.
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you very much. Our next hearing is the first reading of ordinance number 2025-637 regarding the 2025 California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection Fire Hazard Severity Zone Maps. I will now open the hearing. Staff, please give the staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. On March of this year, the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection issued, CAL FIRE, basically released an updated fire hazard severity zone, which was last released in 2011. This basically is, the maps are used, developed with scientific analysis of vegetation, topography, fire weather, and wind patterns to basically identify areas of high risk for wildfire. They designate areas falling within moderate, high, and very high fire hazard severity zones. The map of 2025 was again implemented. We have Government Code Section 51179. The City Council is required to formally take action. So just as a comparative purposes, in 2025, the moderate acres were 61.76 for Villa Park, as opposed to 130.05 in 2011, a difference of less than 68.3 acres less. High acres for 2025 is 58.2. In 2011, it was 91.7, meaning a decrease of 33.49 acres. Very high of 24.69 in 2025 and 56.9 in 2011, again, a decrease of 32.21. Pursuant to government code, and the other point is the number of addresses for moderate dropped 67. The number of addresses for high is dropped 47, and very high dropped 51 for the city. So there's a decrease in the number of areas and residences affected. The city was required to have a 30-day public review process, which we did, and these are, what happens is when this is adopted after the second reading, it will trigger stricter fire-resistant construction standards that are part of our building codes. So those would be something that, again, are set forth by the state. Excuse me. So this is the first reading, as I said, and the second reading will be on the next meeting in August. One of the points is in Section 2, astutely caught by Councilman Frackleton, all the cities are using the same ordinances as a model, and we reluctantly unfortunately did not pick up in Section 2. We had Yorba Linda fire hazard severity zones. We don't want to adopt those. We want to adopt the Villa Park fire hazard severity zone. So just for point of record, that has been corrected on the ordinance. So the corrected ordinance would be up for consideration by the council. And Chief Fetterman and I are to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Council members, do you have any questions of staff?
I have one.
So, Councilman McBride, why don't you go first?
So I believe this also incurs brush clearance standards that, with respect to the very high severity?
Yes, sir, Councilman McBride. There's a number of changes, so required defensible space, home hardening, construction changes with new construction, not with existing construction, as well as with very high notification. There's a notification requirement for when you sell your home with the real estate agents as well. I think it's worth pointing out that Villa Park, unlike many of the other communities, had a decrease in every acreage in every category and structures that were impacted in every category. That is not normal. So that's a good attribute on behalf of the city.
Thank you. Councilman Frackleton?
Yeah, I guess the bad news is we're not rural anymore. We used to be, on the edge of country. That's the bad news. The good news is we've got development around us and we get to have smaller zones and better insurance rates. Now, you mentioned stricter building codes for those living in those areas. Does that mean the people who used to be but no longer are now have less stricter codes?
Yeah, it's for new construction. So it is for the construction, the requirements when they're coming in with new plans for new construction. It would affect the standards that are set for that construction.
So somebody by Kelly's house.
Mesa.
On Mesa that used to be no longer is, if they wanted to build an ADU now, they would have less strict fire
So
hardening
if
codes.
if they no longer,
If they used to be in moderate or high risk, but now they're not,
they would be set by the current standards that are locked in for the codes.
but not stricter than.
Not the new stricter codes.
Okay.
I will say that to that point, though, Councilman, all of the codes have gone from here to here.
Yeah.
So to say less strict, probably not, actually, just based on the current iteration of the code, but less than if it were in a very high as designated by CAL FIRE, correct?
I'm just trying to nitpick the ordinance that you wrote, Counselor.
Well, thank you. I'm glad somebody's looking, actually.
All right.
Thank you. Councilwoman Miles?
So just a question, who is responsible for notifying the residents that there's new insurance rates, or is it us that sends out the letter to the residents, or is it CAL FIRE? Who notifies those ones that are now impacted by these red, yellow, and orange?
So this doesn't set insurance rates or anything? Insurance companies, we are told, have their own algorithms that, they use to set their rates. This is a completely separate thing pertaining to fire prevention. So there's no notification requirement in that regard.
Okay, so the potential that their rates might increase is up to them and their insurance companies.
So
Okay.
like in Yorba Linda, we, you know, we're up against Juneau Hill State Park,
Yeah,
right? This is a
yeah.
big deal because a lot of homes are impacted. We actually had somebody come down from the Department of Insurance. I don't know, Chief, it maybe been before you or if you were involved in that. But, you know, Councilor Tara Campbell asked him, is like, hey, does this impact rates? He's like, no.
Okay,
The fire maps. Now, not everybody believes that,
right.
but that's the official one.
Okay, so then forget the insurance rates, back to the construction standards or the brush clearance standards. Will these, and aside from just this now, we're gonna have, if this passes, of course it will, and then we're gonna have the next 30-day reading, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's now officially adopt. Does the city send out to the residents that, hey, you now are in a different or modified or high fire severity zone? Or is it up to
No, when
them?
applications, because it's new construction, not post-construction. So when people come in for applications for building permits, et cetera, that's when they would be notified of the standards.
But isn't it the brush clearance will change? If my house, I don't live there, but if my house is there, and then all of a sudden now I'm in a high fire severe, I'm in the red now, and so I'm gonna have more strict maybe brush clearance than what I had before, will I be notified by the city that, hey, you're gonna have a little bit stricter brush clearance requirements? Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am. Depending on the specific circumstances around your house and the requirements, you would either be notified by the city or the fire authority post a community wildfire preparedness inspection.
Okay, and that's something they have to request.
It can be requested, but there are also areas that we do them automatically.
Okay, I just want to make sure that our resident, that we're not just kind of copacetically going, okay, this passed, this is great, and then residents aren't, not everyone pays attention to us. So there may be people that are off in their vacations or whatever, have no idea, and so I don't want anyone to have a surprise that in 3 months, they're all of a sudden saying, what? So maybe we can put a little something out that, you know, in 60 days.
So we did post a 30-day notice already at this point, so, and that's been in our feeder
Okay.
regularly. So, and we have had very, very, very few questions, but if they are, we certainly can
Right.
continue to post it.
And then just one more question, or comment, I guess, and this is kind of my hill that I've been dying on, is this is great news that a lot of the city has left the high fire severity zones and the moderate over, but our circuit still is in that high fire severity zone. So I just want residents to realize that if we have to go through PSPSs because of high fire danger, and people start asking, well, I thought that we had a better, it's about the circuit. So I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I just want people to realize that the circuit is still in that very high fire severity zone. That's it. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And yes, I would just like to emphasize how much better Villa Park fared, and I'm sure you can attest to, than a lot of other cities. A lot of other cities, you know, had additional homes placed in the high fire risk zones, and so Villa Park actually fared very well, and very happy about that, like to your point. Yes, Councilman McBride?
I just want to remind our constituents that their fire department offers a service where you'll send a specialist over to our homes and advise it. We did it ourselves, my wife and myself, and they were quite very friendly, very useful to point out where our sensitive places like the attic vents were and how to prevent embers from penetrating the structure.
Great, thank you so much. Steve, is there anyone here to speak at this hearing?
No.
Okay, council members, any further discussion?
I'm happy to move the item.
Okay, thank you. Can I have a second? Second. Okay, and voice vote. Steve, can you please call the roll?
And again, this is for the revised version, which reflects Villa Park and not Yorba Linda.
Yes,
Just
correct.
for clarification. Okay, so Councilwoman Miles,
Yes.
Councilman Frackleton, Councilman McBride,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu, Mayor Jones.
Yes.
So that passes 5-0 vote.
Great, thank you. Our next hearing is the conditional use permit 2025-02 for 10282 Old Lamplighter Lane. Unfortunately, Councilwoman Miles and I live too close to the property, and we need to recuse ourselves on this matter. So I turn the gavel over to Mayor Pro Tem Wu.
right, thank you, Mayor. Now we are discussing the agenda item number 3. I will now open the hearing. Staff, please give the staff report.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. This is a conditional use permit application, 20-25.02 for 10282 Old Lamplighter Lane. Ray Pasqua, our planning manager, will make the presentation to the council.
Thank you, Steve. Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Wu and members of the City Council. The item before you this evening, as Steve mentioned, is for your consideration is a conditional use permit, which involves 10282 Old Lamplighter Lane, located in the E4 zoning district. Specifically, the conditional use permit is a request made by the property owner to permit an existing pickleball court and related improvements that were recently constructed on the property. Pursuant to Article 23-17 of the city's zoning ordinance, recreational courts and exterior lighting of recreational courts require a conditional use permit and requires a review of the City Council, and that's why this item's before you this evening. With respect to the pickleball court, it is located at the northeast corner of the irregularly shaped property, and the playing surface measures 30 feet wide by 60 feet long. Within the playing surface is the actual pickleball court, and it measures 20 feet wide by 44 feet long, excuse me. According to the submittal plans, the playing surface is set back 4 feet from the north property line and 3 feet 8 inches from the east property line. The pickleball court itself is set back 12 feet from the north property line and 12 feet from the north property line and 8 feet 8 inches from the east property line. Along with the pickleball court, the property owner initially installed a total of 6 20-foot tall LED light poles, 3 of which are along the east side of the pickleball court and 3 along the west side of the pickleball court. Subsequently, the city instructed and the property owner removed 3 of the light poles along the east side of the pickleball court because the placement of them did not meet the minimum setback distance of 10 feet from the east property line, which is the rear property line. The remaining 3 light poles along the west property line are still in place. In addition to the pickleball court and the exterior light fixtures, the property owner installed 6 2-inch diameter drain holes along the western edge of the pickleball court. Based on the submittal plans, the pickleball court is designed such that the stormwater flows into the drainage holes and through a system of underground pipes that drain in a westerly direction towards Old Lamplighter Lane. These plans were evaluated by the city engineer, and she provided and transmitted comments to the property owner's consulting engineers, and to date, the city engineer has not received any updated drainage plans to review. So for those of you who are familiar with the game of pickleball, it is a net sport like tennis, but unlike tennis, it involves the use of a ball that is made of plastic, which resembles a wiffle ball, and a paddle that has hollow construction. When the ball is hit by the paddle, it causes a short burst popping sound, and it generates an average noise level of 70 decibels within 100 feet of the pickleball court with no barriers, and an average noise level of 59 decibels throughout a match. In accordance with Article 6-6 of the city's zoning ordinance, which prescribes the exterior noise standards in the city, the maximum noise level during the time period of 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. is 55 decibels, and the maximum noise level during the time period of 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. is 50 decibels. Based on the average noise level of 70 decibels when the ball is hit, and the average noise level of 59 decibel during court play, the use activities would exceed the maximum noise level of 55 decibels during the time period of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. when the pickleball match would likely take place. Other sources that would add and contribute to pickleball noise include the court surface, which would reflect sound and travel further and louder. The skill level of players, those that are better that can hit the ball harder and faster. Crowd noise when there's a doubles match going on and others waiting to play. As part of analyzing the use of the pickleball court and the potential noise impact to properties that share common property lines with the subject property, city staff measured the horizontal distance from the middle of the pickleball court to the closest point of an adjacent residential structure, and the approximate distance ranged between 50 feet and 324 feet. As provided in the table in the staff report, there will be residences that will be directly impacted by the noise generated during court play. Additionally, the maximum noise level of 55 decibels during the prescribed time period of 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., when the pickleball court would likely be in use, will be exceeded. So based on this analysis, city staff has recommended denial of the conditional use permit request. As required by the city zoning ordinance, public hearing notices were posted and mailed to the most current property owners within 300 feet of the exterior boundaries of the subject property, 10 calendar days prior to this city council meeting. In addition, the public hearing notice was published once in the Orange City News. To date, I have not personally received any comments for or against this item. That concludes my staff report, and I'll be glad to answer any questions at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, staff. Council members, do you have any question of staff?
I'll hold my questions until I hear any public comments that might come forward.
Okay, thank you. Staff, is there anyone here to speak for this hearing?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem, we have 3 speakers who submitted cards. I can call them in order. Lance Friedman is the first speaker.
I live 2 houses to the north of the pickleball court, and I'm here with some other people from Old Lamplighter. We don't necessarily have a problem with the actual pickleball court. It's the lights on the pickleball, because the resident in question plays way past 10 o'clock. And when those lights are up, 10:45, 11 o'clock, nonstop pickleball. So really no problem with the pickleball court. It's the lights on the pickleball.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Cal Milan.
How are you? My name is Cal Milan, Mr. Mayor and Council. I've lived here for 25 years. I'm Dominic's dad. And I do have a tennis court where I live. And most of us, when we bought homes in Villa Park, we did not have pickleball. It's just a game just started. I didn't even know what it is. And about, I think like a month ago, I went there just to play, and it's fun. And people of all ages can play it. Somebody like my age, your ages, his age, we can play it and, you know, and exercise. Now, as far as the light concern, we did take the lights down the minute they said, hey, the lights are like too close by 5 or 6 inches. I took them down. I am a contractor. I do build, you know, a lot of things. You know, we just did in the city of Los Angeles, we did the Kia dealer, where the city also recommended that, you know, the lights on the roof, you know, they're gonna bother the planes or bother something. So we had to come up with a device where you shoot the, you know, the lights down. That shouldn't be like that big of a problem. I didn't see like any complaints before. And then the minute the city said to take them down, we took them down. We removed the lights off of the pole and just, we took them down. So I hope that you guys understand that we want our kids not to sit on their computer, but to go outside and do some activities. And I didn't think this activity is that hard. So I do appreciate your vote. Thank you so much.
Our next speaker is Dominic Milan.
Thank you guys, everyone, for letting me talk. So my name is Dominic. I'm the homeowner at 10282. As for the report strictly talked about the noise, not about the lights. The lights were actually removed over a month ago, all of them, and we've repeatedly sent emails over and over again, but they've been ignoring us. But those lights have been fully taken down in April. So we have no lights on there. But as for the sound, that's the report is all about the sound. When we had our team go through it, the entire report is all about the sound. They make a valid concern about lights, which the last time we had a complaint, just, our next door neighbor was like, hey, it was 10:03 at the time we reported it, just so we remember. And he said, hey, I'm not feeling so well. Can we just turn off the lights and not play? We said, no problem, and that was it. So anytime we've ever had anything, we've immediately stopped. Anytime we've ever had any problems with sound, we immediately stop, and I've had that repeatedly. If someone says something, we have no problem stopping, and we haven't played past 10 o'clock in quite a bit of time, especially because there's no lights, so we couldn't have played past even 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock for quite a while now. So that's it, very simple. And like I said, just want to make sure that we're following the report correctly, which is, again, it's focused on the sound. As for the lights, we're still, going to put those back up based on the report and what we're allowed to do. So that's it. Thank you.
That's the last speaker.
Okay, thank you. And I would imagine there is no one else is coming up to speak.
We have no other speakers that I'm aware of.
Okay, at this time, I will close the public comment. Thank you, and council members, is there any discussion regarding this item?
Mayor Pro Tem Wu, may I have the floor?
Please, go ahead.
Staff, so there's the Villa Park way of doing things, and then there's the other way of doing things. And the Villa Park way is to come to city staff, either yourself or your contractor, and ask, can I do this, whether it's building a ADU, or it's a court, or it's a basketball court, or it's a second story, or whatever, and what is the code? And city staff is always there to walk you through it. And if you need to get a variance or a conditional use permit because it's out of our normal code, the next step is to go to your neighbors, and you talk to your neighbors and you say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Can I get your blessing? Are you on board with this plan? And then you come to the council and you ask for a conditional use permit and a variance. City staff, is that what we followed in this case?
We didn't know about it, Councilman, until after the pickleball court was in place, along with all the other improvements. So it was kind of working backwards to try to fix what was already there.
All right, that's very concerning to me. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu, can I take the floor? Yeah, I have the exact same concerns as Councilman Frackleton. We have a process. It is very well known that pickleball can be an intrusive game with high noise levels. I'm an avid pickleball player myself. I play at facilities that are not next to my neighbors. I also have a quiet paddle that when I do go to a private court, I use my quiet paddle. So I think it is a large concern, and I think there's been a history of disregarding the neighbors and the city ordinances for how we build in Villa Park. So I have a high level of concern also that if we give this approval, that we're not going to be revisiting complaints. So thank you.
Thank you for that question, comment. Any of you have any more further discussion?
None. Would you like a motion, Mayor Pro Tem?
I would like to entertain a motion, but before doing so, I just want to make sure we all understand the staff recommendation. At the moment, it is denied, so I just want to make sure from our attorney, Todd, if when we as a member say yes, that means yes for denial. when we vote no, that means not to deny. Is that a correct statement or I'm wrong? I just want to make sure, often it's the double negative. Again, I just want to make sure I am correct when I'm voting.
You're correct.
You're correct.
It's made up a word. That's a cool
Sitting
word,
next to me, it's
actually.
dangerous.
Yeah. You are correct, assuming the motion is the resolution with the staff recommendation. If someone makes a different motion of approval, then yes would be approval. But if the motion is for the staff recommendation denying the CUP, then a yes vote is a denial of the conditional use permit, correct?
And Mayor Pro Tem, that is my motion. I move that we approve the city staff recommendation, which is to deny.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor to approve what city recommend, which is denial of the CUP. Do I hear any second?
Second.
Thank you. Now we have a motion on the floor and the second, that's vote. Staff, please call for the vote.
Councilman Frackleton,
Yes?
Councilman McBride,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu.
Yes.
So the staff recommendation to deny is passed. Is that correctly stated?
That's correct, yeah, the resolution denying the CUP is approved. Let me get the mayor.
Thank you. I will ask Mayor to come back.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
Council Member Miles, come back. Thank you. And I will return the gavel back to the mayor.
Thank you very much. So now we are on to their consent calendar. All items on the consent calendar are considered routine and are usually enacted by one motion approving the recommended action listed on the agenda. Any member of the city council, staff, or the public may request an item be removed from the consent calendar for discussion or separate action. Council members, are there any items from numbers 4 through 7 that you would like to remove from the consent calendar? Okay, thank you. And so we are taking care of this by one vote. Steve, can you please call the roll?
Sure. Just for clarification, the minutes, which are item number 5, there has been a minor corrections that were made on item 14, which was basically saying that Law Enforcement Advisory Committee did not meet. I think its clarification. Secondly, was to clarify language about the concert in the park with Monkey Mania. It's just the wording was a little bit confusing, so that was clarified. So those amendments have been made, and so the action taken as part of the consent calendar would reflect the revised minutes.
Yes, thank you. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Steve, please call the roll for the vote.
Councilman Miles,
Yes.
Councilman Frackleton,
Yes?
Councilman McBride,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu,
Yes. Yes.
Mayor Jones.
Yes.
That passes 5-0. Items 4 through 7 have been passed.
Thank you very much. Now on to new business. Our first item of new business is the reappointment of the city treasurer. Staff, please give the staff report.
Okay, this is, the city council has responsibility for appointing the city treasurer. The position was formerly held by Dennis Kulai, subsequently by Mr. John Bogart, and then in 2021, Mr. Bill Underwood was appointed in August. His term expires August 20th. With that in mind, we are taking a proactive measure in trying to reappoint Mr. Underwood for the position, and it's instead of a four-year term, he's agreed to, I think, a 2-year term, just because I think he was thinking about the demands on his time and his schedule. So in respect to that, we adjusted the appointment time for a 2-year term, which would be August 21st, 2025 through August 20th of 2027. Mr. Underwood's here in the audience. We are very fortunate to have him. He's very active, and he also is a participant with the Finance Advisory Committee, and he does very active in the city, but we're very fortunate to have him, and staff would strongly recommend that he be reappointed.
Maybe.
Yes, you can.
Council members, do you have any questions of staff?
No.
Do we have any members of the public who wrote in?
No, we don't.
Okay, so is there any further discussion, council? Or can I have a motion to approve?
I would gladly move that we approve and that we have Mr. Bill Underwood continue as an outstanding city treasurer.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you very much. Steve, can you please roll call the vote?
Thank you. Councilwoman Miles?
Yes.
Councilman Frackleton?
Yes?
Councilman McBride?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
Yes.
Mayor Jones?
Yes.
Passes 5-0.
Thank you so much for your service, Mr. Underwood. Yes, absolutely. Please approach the podium.
This is not good. 30 seconds.
Actually, for the record, I would like to, the resume that was handed out was for a 4-year-old resume. And I wanted to not preempt Lynn Doty, who is the chairman of the Village Investment Advisory Committee, and her work. And well, as I think of this year's treasurer of the Santiago Canyon College Foundation, that's Chad Zimmerman. So in their behalf, I'd want to have that correct. More importantly, if you read the Sunday Register, there was a column by a gal who I dealt with a lot when I was on the grand jury, Terry Sorsa, who used to be known as the Orange County Watchdog. And since she's come back from San Diego, she now has a front page column. And there's a paragraph there's actually a whole article that talks about something that Steve and I and Lee have spent a lot of time on, of the Section 115 pension pre-funding trust account. And I won't describe that other than that was a way for us to earn more money than CalPERS could earn in the past and hold that money in a vision in front. In Terry's article on Sunday's paper, she explained it very simply, very well done. She's a great writer. However, the paragraph I'd like to read into the record says as following. Lean, mean Villa Park has such a trust, which is approaching $1 million, and has another trust for the promised health benefits as well. Villa Park contributes annually and expects to hit a funded status of 89% in just a couple of years. City Manager Steve Franks said. So Steve and Lee have worked hard on this. The Investment Advisory Committee continues to monitor this and work hard on this along with other things. And what we really have here in Villa Park is a very strong team. And just as a historical reference, I haven't lived here as long as some of you guys, but I've lived here 45 years. And consistently, the council is very physically conservative. And the staff had 4 outstanding, or maybe 5, outstanding city managers as well as city finance directors. So it's been terrific. The treasurers have alternated, Dennis, me, whoever. But it's a strong team that works well together, and it continues to keep Villa Park. It seems to be the thank you for the honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Underwood. We really appreciate all of your efforts. And to your point, that article was not as positive for several of our other cities here in Orange County. So, yeah, it was a great article for Villa Park. And that reflects the commitment from our previous councils and from our staff and from the Investment Advisory Committee and yourself. So we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Major problem for the state, for the county, and for LA County particularly.
Yes, so thank you so much. Our next item of new business is the approval of the construction agreement with Orange Blue General Contractors for the channel erosion repairs at Canyon Circle. Staff, can you please give the staff report?
Thank you. You're familiar, most of you are familiar with the 2017, we had a failure on the Mesa Henderson storm drain and the channel that was leading up to this, the way the water drains down the hill or down the channel. Anyway, it has, over the years, it is affecting there's erosion on the side of the walls, basically, is what's happening. So our city engineer, some of the residents were very concerned. Our city engineer has walked out, and we spent a lot of time. There's a couple residents in particular that have more emergent erosion needs than others. So we're going to address those. We're working to address. We went out and received 3 bids from contractors. The bids range from $59,000 to $180,000, which is quite a range, but I can't explain what people bid on and what their estimates are. The estimated project cost, including construction management, is $63,000. We're recommending the low bid because it's a public works project, and we recommend that. We would like to go ahead and move on it fairly quickly before the rains come, because rains are only going to increase the erosion that happens along there. We have the residents that are directly affected have been expressed their concerns and came in, and we're very much in agreement with what we're proposing. And an individual upstream further has indicated that they would like us to be monitoring theirs as well, which we're also, the whole stream has to be dealt with, candidly. But it's the way we're doing it is we're putting what pretty much is called riprap on the side of the hill, which is the standard way to stabilize. It's concrete reinforced along the sides. It prevents erosion, and it's a long-term solution, not just a short-term. So with that, we would recommend an agreement with Orange Blue General Contractors, and we have funds uniquely set aside in an infrastructure management fund, which is intended to deal with these kinds of things. So we would like to pull $63,000 out. As a third option, just because we are experiencing there's a tree that might collapse when we do this work, so we want to have money available if we have to, stabilize or repair the bank on a tree failure. So as a third recommended action, I talked to the engineer today, and we sort of talked, we would like authority to have a 10% contingency with a report back to the council if we exercise that. But just simply, if that happens, I don't want to have to wait to repair to come back to the council on an emergent basis. So I'd like to be able to have a 10% contingency, which is $6,000 potentially, which would simply be used to deal with a tree that could teeter and fall, and if we do, I don't want to wait again. I'd like to be able to do it. So we will report back to the council if in fact we use that. Right now, we're not expecting to, the contractor doesn't expect to, but you just don't know with unforeseen realities that hit us. So with that, I'd recommend the 2 recommend actions plus a third, which would just authorize us to have a 10% contingency.
Okay, so just to clarify, we will be taking a motion for the recommendation as amended.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So council members, do you have any questions of staff? Yes, Councilman McBride?
Manager Franks, have we done work with Orange Blue Construction before, and is this being done under an A license or a B license?
This is we've dealt with them, and the cities we checked their references as well. So we're fairly comfortable with this recommendation. I mean, it's prevailing wage as well, so we're following all the rules of a bidding process, and we believe that they satisfactorily met those requirements.
Great, thank you. Anyone else? Any questions? Councilwoman Miles?
Just a question. So we did not budget for this, right?
No, we did budget $180,000 we have in our infrastructure management reserve. So when we have failures or incidents like this that happen, we have funds available to go into that, tap into it without addressing or having to make cuts or to address anything else. So now we're just tapping in. We would tap in $63,000 at this point out of the $180,000 we have budgeted.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Anyone else? Do we have any members of the public who wrote in on this item?
No, we do not.
Okay. Any further discussion? If not, can I have a motion?
Move to approve?
Second?
Yeah.
Plus the 10%?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, Steve, can you call a roll call vote?
Thank you. Councilwoman Miles?
Yes.
Councilman Frackleton?
Yes.
Councilman McBride?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
Yes.
Mayor Jones?
Yes.
That passes 5-0.
Thank you very much. Our next item of new business is the approval of the engineering design contract with Kabara Engineering for the fiscal year 24-25 annual street rehabilitation project. Staff, can you please give the staff report? And first, Todd, can you clarify
I was going to ask Todd
that Councilwoman Miles and I do not need to recuse ourselves?
Yes, so we talked before the meeting, and the streets which are subject to potential improvement are not the streets you live on. and there are alternative accesses to your house. So they, in the totality of the facts, they don't improve the value of your property. Based on those facts, therefore, you don't have a conflict of interest, and you can participate in this matter.
Thank you very much. Okay, Steve with the staff report.
Thank you. We, as you're well aware, we do a street rehabilitation project on a regular basis. We do it one of the things that I'm very proud of is the way we do it. We incrementally do it on a sort of staggered basis, where we gather the funds we collect on a regular basis, the Measure M funds, et cetera, and then we go out and do the project on a 2-year basis, 2 to 3 year cycle, which allows us to not have to borrow any money to do this. It's done with what our available finances are. You've previously adopted the projects, the streets that were listed, and we went out to bid for the design engineering that has to be done because of they go through it all. 7 proposals were received, the low bid being Kabar Engineering, which we have used in our past projects. And they are very reputable, and we're very pleased to recommend them. They were the low bid. The only note is when they sent us the bid back, they notified us that it was on number 5 Old Lamplighter Circle and Lane and to Serrano Avenue, which it doesn't connect, so it's Santiago, it should be. So that's just a point of clarification. Our bid said Santiago, but just in the contract bid they sent back to us, they lifted the wrong word. So anyway, that's just a clarification that, and just for those of you that are looking at a map, you'll never find Old Lamplighter and Serrano intersecting. So that would just be a clarification on the term of the street rehab listing. It doesn't change the cost of the project or anything like that. It's just simply the typo there. But we are recommending the cost of the project, I think is $59,000, which includes engineering, land surveying, and the construction management during the project. So $59,122, we recommend approval.
Great, thank you so much. Council members, do you have any questions of staff? Councilwoman Miles?
Thank you. On Colony Grove Lane, the PCI is 96. That's from, I guess, 2018.
Right.
Right.
So what we do is we stage the areas based on proximity around the city. So that has not been done in a long time. So part of it is while the PCI may be high in 2018, it's 7 years later.
Yeah.
And it's not been touched since that time. So we try and get to every road that we can, and we stage it by area. So that's so that we don't have clusters of vehicles and shut down half the city at once. So that's why you're going to see that included in there.
So, and that's logical because then it, kind of get it all done at once. So you're not having to spend more, to
Restage the area,
yeah. But I guess my question is, so if these are all 2018 numbers, then like Ludwig and Potter Circle and Frederick Drive, I guess we haven't taken a new PCI since.
Yeah, we did do a new PCI, but they're lower. The
Well, I
streets
figured they were
deteriorate.
lower, but that's pretty bad. So I'm glad these are getting addressed.
Yeah, so we typically, our street overall, we're in the 70s to 80s, so we're pretty high in our street. I think maybe even over 80. Many of the cities are like, I don't want to particularly name them, but I know at least one semi-adjacent city to us is 59 on a PCI. So we're in very good shape, but you need to do constant maintenance and repair and upgrade, and that's kind of our approach, is you continually do these, and then we're not dealing with it down the road again and sort of failures or projects like that.
So this may be a stupid question, but, and I don't know how this works, but so let's say all these 10, 11 streets get done. Does that automatically mean that their PCIs go up to 100? Can you have 100%?
No, it's a subjective appraisal done on a regular basis we have to every 2 years or 2 to 3 years, I forget the exact cycle. They go out and they have to review it. So it's a subjective review. And then it's going to be wear and tear on the thing. There's going to be erosion. There's going to be any number of issues that can deteriorate. Candidly, anything even like an earthquake issue could happen. I mean, or a land movement underneath it, or a repair of gas leaks, or whatever the case may be. So they're reevaluated on a regular basis. You typically aren't going to see anything that's 100, but you're going to see a much greater improved over 90 plus.
Okay.
So, I mean, the goal is to have as high a PCI, which is for the pavement condition index is what you want, and that's what we aim for. But you're never going to see 100 perfect, maybe see it for a year after you do it, but then by the time that's evaluated, you've got trash trucks going on it, you've got delivery trucks, you've got cars, you've got, et cetera, going back and forth on it, which changes it. And weather itself.
Thank you. Councilman Frackleton, you had some comments?
All right, maybe this is a dumb question. It says 24-25, but shouldn't it be 25-26?
No, actually, we named the cycle, we named the project based on the year you select the streets.
Oh, okay.
You selected the streets in 24-25. So you remember you did that during the spring? So we cycle it that way. Yeah, you were.
I was? I did?
In the
Spring
spring.
of this year, yeah.
Did I choose well?
Yes, you did.
Okay,
And now
good.
I don't feel bad about forgetting the councilman's name. You're kidding.
All right, thank you.
Councilman McBride?
Yeah, I just want to point out that item number 2 has a PCI of 96. However, at the very end of Colony Grove, it floods so badly in the divots over there, you could actually put fish in and make it a fishing pond. And the last one is on Valley Drive, item number 11. It appears that the road goes and then slopes severely down, and you can see all of the shear cracks starting to develop. So I wanted to ask, are they going to evaluate stabilization for that?
Yes, that's why we're doing the surveys, et cetera. Yes, we are.
Okay, great.
Well, and for Colony Grove, Vector Control came out and looked, because where the water does collect, we had them come out, I think, Leslie came out like 8 months ago or whatever to some of the residents back there to test and make sure there weren't any breeding from the runoff, because it does collect there, and no, there were no mosquitoes.
Thank you very much. Mayor Pro Tem Wu, do you have any comments? Okay, thank you very much. Steve, is there anyone present or who wrote in from the public on this item?
No, we received no comments.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, can I get a motion?
I'll move it.
Second?
And Steve, can you roll call vote?
Councilwoman Miles?
Yes.
Councilman Frackleton?
Yes?
Councilman McBride?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Wu?
Yes.
Mayor Jones?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we will discuss the city manager report. Steve?
Thank you. Just for a FYI, if people are always asking, we did, by the end of June, after the last council vote, we submitted the housing element update for the 6th cycle to state HCD. They have, I believe it's 60 to 90 days to respond. So we got it to them by June 30th. So September, we're hoping end of September, we would hope to hear. But just for those of you who, I get a few questions every now and like, have we heard yet? We've heard nothing from them, including inquiries. So they have, except the only thing we did is they acknowledge receipt of it. So we're on the time clock and we'll go from there. Otherwise, we are now in our new budget year and things are going well.
Great, thank you so much for the report. Now it's time for council member meeting attendance reports, starting with Law Enforcement Advisory Committee. There was no meeting. Villa Park Community Services Foundation, Councilman Frack.
Yes, we met on June 25th, and we meet again tomorrow night. The July 4th parade was outstanding. The entire council was there. Great turnout. It seems to me like it's growing and growing every year. And of course, next year will be our country's 250th, so let's hope that it's even bigger and better. And the foundation is considering ways to make it a bigger and better event. And Chief Fetterman, thank you very much for getting Engine 23 and the Firehawk out there, the helicopter, to lead the way, and I owe them ice cream. It'll happen, a great firefighter tradition of owing ice cream. Also at the foundation meeting, we talked about the foundation taking a bigger part in reimbursing the city for Mike Knowles' time and for police services. And I'm happy to report we're just under 30% now is being, if you add all that up, by the foundation. We're going to go to 37% this fiscal year and 50% the following fiscal year. So we're making steps to get to a half-half, which was the goal that we brought to the foundation. August 30th is Monkey Mania and the Villa Park City Picnic at Sarah Villa. So come on out Saturday, August 30th for that event. It's going to be fantastic.
Thank you very much. Next, Orange Unified City Schools Committee. There was no meeting. However, I was pleased to meet with our new OUSD superintendent, Dr. Rachel Menares, and we look forward to working with her, and we're excited to see what sort of fresh ideas she brings to OUSD. So next, we have Bridges at Kramer Place Advisory, Councilwoman Miles.
So no meeting. Our meeting is tomorrow in this room at 9 in the morning.
Wonderful. Next is Orange County Fire Authority, Councilman Frackleton.
Okay, Orange County Fire Authority, we, on June 26th at the RFOTC, the headquarters there on Jamboree, honored the fallen heroes, all of the Orange County Fire Authority folks that have died in the line of service. And it was my first time going to that event, and it was very moving. Family members of the fallen who happened back in the 80s, the 90s, and in the 21st century were there to pay respects, and it was a very well done event, a very solemn event, and very moving event. Let's see, also Orange County Fire Authority, I met with two of the chiefs on July 14th regarding ambulance service in the county, and specifically, of course, my interest was in Villa Park and our area. I learned more about how ambulances work and how they get funded and how they get paid for than I probably ever wanted to know. But long story short, Orange County Fire Authority, in conjunction with a private company called Emergency Ambulance, did make a proposal to the Board of Supervisors, who gets to decide which ambulance companies are contracted in the county. And their initial reaction is they rejected that proposal and are going to go with one ambulance company, Falk, which is a Denmark-owned company for the entire county. We're still going to take a swing at it. There's a lot of minutia in this, so if anybody individually wants to discuss it with me, I'm available to talk about it, but I can drone on for hours about something you don't want to no, probably no. So that's everything about Orange County Fire Authority. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the report. Next is Orange County Library Advisory Board.
No meeting.
Okay, thank you. Next is Orange County Mosquito and Vector Control District.
Yay. Okay, so we have a little PSA. We're not going to show it yet. Want to say, I know last month we were touting that there were no West Nile virus positive mosquitoes anywhere in Orange County, and we must have jinxed it because now there's 4. So there's 2 in Anaheim and 2 in Garden Grove and 1 dead bird that's West Nile virus positive. So it's typical with the summer months, but again, making sure that you get rid of any standing water, that you scrub bowls and bird baths and anything that's going to have water in it regularly. You can always ask Vector Control for the little fish if you have ponds or standing water, decorative standing water or whatever, to make sure those mosquito eater fish. And again, always you can get Leslie is our inspector, who is phenomenal, and she will come out any time and inspect your property, and she's really good and finds things. So the other thing I want to point out is because this is the warm summer months and it is mosquito season, and actually I got a really nice compliment, which I think I sent it to you, maybe I didn't, but one of our residents was at a nearby city, and the resident was visiting some friends complaining about the mosquitoes, and so he said proudly that we don't have any because of our council and Orange County Mosquito Vector Control. So they were quite dumbfounded as to why they had mosquitoes and we don't. But I want to point out that, we all love our pets, and that heartworm is a very big deal, and that is transmitted through mosquitoes as well. So please make sure you protect your pets, not just your family members. A lot of us think that our pets are family members. So now we have, the district did a really cute PSA, public service announcement. And if you guys don't know who Wee Man is, hopefully you recognize him. But I don't know how y'all got him. I'm speaking to Laura. If you can't see, she's still here. I don't know how you got him to do this, but he's a little brief part. So we're going to go ahead and play the PSA, and it's only like a minute and a half, so it's cute. And our famous Laura is in the audience, and she's in there too. And so is Leslie, our inspector. Okay.
Orange County hates mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes suck. They're annoying. And
That's
they bite my ankles.
And they spread disease.
Dump the drain standing water to prevent mosquitoes from breeding.
Anywhere. Anywhere.
Anywhere. Anywhere in Orange County.
Together we fight! Visit mosquitosuck.org for more information.
So that's the PSA. And then last month we put on our website the link for the I forget the gentleman's name, but it's a video that was put out with an Orange County Newport Beach resident that actually contracted West Nile virus. And I don't think we showed it because it was kind of long and it was really kind of sad, but it was on our website. So then it brings me to, as you all know, every summer between, I think it's like July through August, or no, May through August, I think it is. All the cities, the 34 cities in the county, have a very friendly competition. And we've won it the past 2 years. And it's bringing, it's a campaign that all the cities, have these earmarks, and city staff is so good because I'll send them stuff and say, you've got to put this on social media, you've got to get this out, you've got to put this on the thing. And so I think we're tied right now with Los Al, which is really big because Tanya's fantastic, but her and I are very competitive. So we're going to put the PSA on our website too, as well as it's being streamed. So just again, bringing that awareness and not forgetting that August 20th is World Mosquito Day. And if anyone has any questions or comments or needs help identifying maybe a vector in their yard, to please let us know. That's it.
Great, thank you so much. And then you're also next with Orange County Older Adult Advisory Commission.
So our general, we were dark for our general meeting, but thank you, Laura. But our executive committee met, and this is again where we started doing the program that we did with Orange County Vector, where we had some of our county partners. So we had Southern California Edison come in and speak to our executive committee and all the Office on Aging staff and some of the directors there to see how we can collaborate and get people to recognize the needs of older adults as these Southern California Edison workers and response people and phone people might not recognize or might not know how to get assistance or aid to some of our older adults. And then also for the call center for the Office on Aging, if somebody calls in that happens to also have an issue with their power or they need to be on the medical baseline program. So it was kind of a cross training. And then I put this on my social media, but what we did is, and I'll give it to you too, because it'll be really good for that checklist. Yeah. And it's how to prepare for emergencies. And I think we're having it on our website too, from Southern California Edison. And it's really good. You can print it out. It's a checklist. And in the checklist, it has links to click to take you to how to sign up for the notifications, how to sign up for the medical baseline program. And then you go through the whole thing, and if you can mark a checkbox by everything, then hopefully nothing happens. But then if there is some sort of power emergency, then you are prepared for that. So this is what it looks like. You can see, but that's it. So
great, thank you very much, Mayor Pro Tem Wu, Orange County Sanitation District.
Thank you, Mayor. The OC Sense Board of Directors approved the second year of a 2-year budget. And what is related to Villa Park is the Taft Avenue Sewage Improvement Project is continue. It is expected to complete in fall 2026. That's all on the sanitation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we will hear individual council member information items or announcements. And we started this end last month. So this month we will start with Councilman McBride.
So I just want to say how much fun I had at the 4th of July parade. I thought it was great. All 5 councilmen attended, and we had more paraders than we had parade watchers. So it's obviously the enthusiasm was high. So that was wonderful. Can't wait for next year in America 250. Earlier this month, I went to the tour of the OC Animal Care Facility, and I was very impressed with what they do to try to rehome the animals that they take into there. They have a great process, and it's online. It's in the feeder about how to adopt out of there. They have a very a difficult task, and they do it very well, and it's a first-class facility on how they're taking care of these animals. I do meal packing for Leslie Jacoby all Wednesdays this month, so that was kind of fun over at the Meals on Wheels in Orange. And I'll be representing the OC Sanitation Board tomorrow while our Mayor Pro Tem is still in San Antonio. And unfortunately, Southern California Edison postponed the High Sierra Workshop, which is a 3-day event up at Big Creek where we meet at their hydroelectric plant and we discuss grid resiliency. Some people couldn't make it and they didn't have enough attendance, so they've rescheduled it for September. But I'm hoping that it all works out with both Councilman Frackleton's and my schedule, that maybe we can get back up there. So thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Councilman Frackleton.
Yeah, in addition to the things that I already mentioned, on July 8th, I went to Orange County Animal Shelter with Mayor Jones and Councilman McBride and City Manager Franks, and it was very impressive. We had received emails from people who were activists talking about the fact that they thought they were not doing a good job, and that wasn't my experience there at all. I thought it was a very clean, beautiful facility with full-time veterinarian care, and they were really caring for those animals, and I thought it was excellent. On July 16th, I went to the Orange County Transportation Authority roundtable regarding Measure M funds, and it was interesting because I didn't really know much about OCTA and what they do. I sat next to Irvine's mayor, Larry Agron. Is that how you say his name?
Agron.
Agron, thank you. And I looked at, each of us got our sheet of how much money we got from Measure M, and Villa Parks was a lot less than Irvine. So I asked him if he wanted to trade, and he said no. But that was interesting to get up to speed. And that's it, Madam Mayor.
Mayor, briefly, just as a point of historical interest, you know, Larry, so I used to be city attorney of Irvine, he ran for president in '92 against Bill Clinton. And he went to New Hampshire, and like they didn't let him up on the stage, and there's this video of him on C-SPAN yelling at Bill Clinton, saying, "I want something to say," and Bill's yelling back at him. It's pretty hilarious if you ever want it. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. I lived in Irvine in college, and Larry Agron was involved in Irvine politics back then. So, Mayor Pro Tem Wu, you're next.
I enjoyed the 4th of July parade that we have. This month has been pretty quiet for me. And I thank you for everyone to bear with me zooming in and forcing everybody had to do a voice vote. So that's all I have, and hopefully everyone is enjoying summer so far.
Thank you very much. Next is Councilwoman Miles.
So again, as with everyone, the 4th of July parade is one of my favorites and was fantastic and spectacular, and really loved that flyover by the OCFA. Hopefully somebody has it on video, because we should really put that in our archives. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend the animal control tour. Hopefully I have a makeup date that I can go to. And then it's kind of been quiet for me as well. The one thing I'll say is I believe Rabbi Shui is trying to plan the Hanukkah menorah lighting celebration either December 18th or December 17th or December 18th. They have not communicated to let us know that yet. So, but it's one of those 2 days. And that's it.
Great, thank you so much. And for my report, first I would like to thank our partners at Republic Services for their outstanding communication regarding the recent labor stoppage. Service disruptions are never easy for anyone, but by making sure that the lines of communication stayed open, our residents at least knew what to expect. And thank you also to city staff for making sure that those updates were sent out to our residents in a timely manner. And I would just like to remind the community that some social media outlets like Nextdoor or Facebook could have some misinformation. I did receive calls regarding information put on Nextdoor that actually applied to other cities, but not to Villa Park. And so, please only go to the official City of Villa Park news outlets, our outlets on the website, Facebook, and Instagram for accurate information. I was also happy to attend the 4th of July parade, and thank you to Forrest Case and the Villa Park Community Services Foundation for putting that on. It was another great event, and the crowd was fantastic. Next year, please plan to be there, as the celebration will be even bigger for the USA 250. So we're looking forward to that. I was also on the council tour of OC Animal Care, and it was really great to see the improvements that have been made regarding the adoption process. They've got expanded hours that they initiated back in January, where the public can walk through the facility to view the adoptable pets. And so please take advantage of that and adopt a new friend. And finally, please mark your calendars for Wednesday, September 17th and Wednesday, October 15th for our Community Emergency Preparedness Seminars. Mayor Pro Tem Wu and I have been working hard with our partners at the Orange County Sheriff's Department and Orange County Fire Authority to make sure that you will get information that you can use to prepare and protect your family in case of emergency. So we are putting those together as we speak. And then now we will adjourn until our next regular city council meeting on August the 26th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. Thank you for participating this evening, and have a wonderful evening.